A version update in modern gacha games brings with it a lot of new features. Things like beautiful new regions, fantastically designed characters, and of course, rich feature updates that improve the overall gameplay experience as a whole. When it comes to Kuro Games and Wuthering Waves 2.0, it's safe to say that these devs did not disappoint at all. Coming off a track record of timely changes and awesome feature updates across the entirety of version 1.0, Renashita is bringing with it what many could consider the best update in gacha gaming. Understanding the relatively low scope of updates of version 1.2 and 1.4, which were widely considered filler patches by the entire gacha community, it's clear that all of that diverted development time and resources did not go to waste, and these devs have proven themselves as some of the hardest working ones in the industry with everything they revealed in their 2.0 livestream on December 21st. And today we'll be taking the time to break down everything new that's coming into play across Renashita as a whole, from its fantastic rewards all the way to the rich feature updates that'll keep you invested in this game for a very long time. There's a reason why there was a queue to log into the game following the 2.0 livestream, and that's because this delivery did not disappoint. As always, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. And before we go any further, here are the 3 codes for all of that astrite and materials. Enjoy. The first segment of the 2.0 livestream started off with a quick introduction from the developers that explained the region's obsession with the so-called Carnival and its relationship with echoes, who all function in society rather than being the menaces we were all familiar with in Jinzhou. They then followed up with literal ads featuring all of those different little creatures. Following that, we witnessed a fantastic story cinematic that broke down the potentially sinister relationship that the city of Raguna had with its sentient echoes, featuring Frivola, remember her from 1.0, a Fraxidus resonator who has the ability to control them, and causes a bit of a ruckus in the city square. We then get a brief overview of every limited character releasing across 2.0, ending with Rover themselves getting referred to again as Lord Arbiter and the Righteous One. You can only imagine what our history is looking like here. Following another quick chat with the devs, we then see the official trailer of the version, which highlighted many new features like the flight gadget, aquatic travel, and of course the new limited characters coming in the update, Carlotta and Rocia. The devs then waste no time at all, quickly introducing our first overview of Carlotta and everything that her kit provides. With a kit focused on the creation of crystals and rifles, she features incredibly smooth gameplay focused around multiple casts of her resonant skill and liberation to blast apart enemies from range, while not being afraid to get up close and personal with her basic attack chain despite being our first limited pistol resonator. Her animations are swift, smooth, and sleek, and when combined with her incredibly elegant design, it's clear why many players, including myself, are completely enamored with her. It'll be difficult not to pull after seeing all of this footage. The devs then follow up with a kit overview of the next limited character releasing in the patch, Rocia. While she might not fit the traditional bill when it comes to character design for many, it's clear that the devs spared no creativity at all when it comes to the design of her kit and overall gameplay. With the ability to use a mimic chest and its inhabitant, Piero, in combat, she blends together a ton of verticality and grouping across her gameplay that gives her a unique combat feel and impressive off-field presence. She also has one of the most unique implementations of weapons in the game. She, or really Piero, uses the gauntlets. If one thing's for certain, these devs know how to think outside of the box when it comes to their character design, and they've hit it out of the park with this one. Next up, we got an overview of every new weapon appearing in the update, with the signature pistol and gauntlets of Carlotta and Rocia combined with an entirely new 4-star weapon series, Poetry and Paean, as well as the completely free 4-star rectifier, Call of the Abyss. While we don't know the stats and effects of any of these weapons, we can only hope that they'll build upon the track record Kuro's taken to improving 4-star weapons as a whole. It wouldn't be a lie to say that a lot of 1.0's 4-stars are completely unusable, and they've made big strides with the Somme Noir Anchor released in 1.4 that should be carried forward into 2.0. The next item on the agenda was perhaps the biggest one in the update, the reveal of the 8 new zones coming with the Renashita region, and let me say that this might be the biggest map expansion in gacha gaming, with zones inspired by real-life cities like Venice, Cherry Blossom Orchards, Five Nights at Freddy's, Dragonspine, Limgrave, Sunken Ruins, Alto Plateau, and Caelid, with a lot of clear homages to Elden Ring. This preview has completely dispelled the rumors that Renashita would be a happy land of smiles with no troubles at all. There's still a lot of destruction and desolate landscapes featured in the 2.0 update, and it's clear that those initial teasers we saw earlier this year weren't telling the full story at all. Considering the massive size of this map, the devs then highlighted all of the new traversal mechanics available, with methods like flight, gondola, wing raise, and of course, all of the unique echo transformations that'll have us zipping around the map. We then get a quick overview of one action-packed part of the story quest that featured an incredible callback to one of the most cinematic parts of version 1.3 and a fantastic demo of the flight gadget. It's clear that a lot of inspiration in flight was taken from World of Warcraft's Dragonflight, and it'll be fun to see where this mechanic is woven into the overall experience. The devs then introduce all of the new echoes and mobs we'll be facing in the region. While there are a lot of familiar offerings like plushy bears and wolves, there are also plenty of incredibly unique, human-shaped echoes wielding weapons or magic. With a short preview of all of their different movesets and unique attacks, it'll be a great experience experimenting with all of their active skills to see how effectively we can weave them into existing and new character kits. It's clear that there are plenty of new forecasts as well, ranging from mechanical gargoyles to undead dragons, all the way to nightmare versions of pretty much all of 1.0's forecast echoes. It's safe to say that the Thundering Mephis, widely considered the worst and most unusable echo in the game due to its absurd cast animation, might finally have a slot in the active team. The devs then mention how there will be 5 new Sonata sets, and while we don't have any details on how they'll actually function yet, it's safe to assume that those details will be drip-fed to us soon. The devs then dive into one of the best parts of the update: the events, and of course, the rewards. 2.0 is featuring 4 limited banners, with Jeja and Jinsi accompanying Carlotta and Rocia. Based off exclusive gameplay from IGN, it's likely that Jeja will be Carlotta's best-in-slot support, while Rocia will heavily support Havoc damage dealers, making a lot of these picks desirable. While Jinsi might be the odd one out, she'll be getting an exclusive paid skin with a lot of promised features like new animations and effects, along with her own weapon skin and unique profile banners. Sanhua will also be getting a skin, but hers is completely free through an event. When it comes to other events in the patch, we'll be getting a photo collection event called Traces of Tides, another co-op boss challenge called Although Colors Have No Form, 2 new hologram bosses featuring the Fallacy of No Rewards and the Sentry Construct, and rerun events like Lolo Logistics, Pincer Maneuver Warriors, and of course, the 5 free standard and limited pulls through a login event. When combined with the 1600 Astrite and 10 limited pulls we'll be receiving at the start of the update, this brings the total for pulls out to a whopping 30. That's a lot. The devs did, in fact, listen. The last item on the agenda related to the update was something players have grown accustomed to: the quality of life updates. New players will be able to directly proceed to Renashita and skip a majority of 1.0's story right after Act 3, giving them immediate access to all of the incredible new features in 2.0. There will also be early access to bosses for new players to quickly build the on-banner character, a huge issue that was experienced in 1.3 where players had to rush through the quest to fully ascend their shorekeeper. The rover will also be able to switch their gender, allowing players to undo any mistake they might have made on launch. We'll also be able to synthesize materials whenever we'd like, and also dismantle materials into a general component used to craft new ones. They've also made dailies even faster, giving an immediate 20 out of 100 just from logging into the game. Exploration rewards will also be much faster to claim with the simplified UI, and players can go ahead and hide their UI in battle as well with the new immersive mode. There will also be a unique sentient echo NPC that will let players customize their background music to suit their tastes, giving players even more flexibility with how they enjoy the game. These devs wasted no time at all with their 2.0 livestream, cramming an absurd amount of information into their 40-minute time slot that has taken the hype for Renachita to levels we'd never seen before. Like I mentioned previously, there's a reason why there was a queue to log into the game after this livestream dropped. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.